Welcome to Jilly Miggly Go.
Once upon a time, in a sunny meadow, there lived an ant named Annie. Annie was a diligent and hard-working ant who spent her days gathering food and storing it in her underground nest. She would work tirelessly from dawn till dusk, collecting seeds, fruits, and insects to feed her family during the winter months. On the other side of the meadow, there lived a grasshopper named Gracie. Gracie was a carefree and laid-back grasshopper who loved to spend her days singing, dancing, and enjoying the warm sunshine. She would often play with her friends, chasing each other around the meadow, laughing and having the time of their lives. One day, as the summer began to fade, Annie noticed that the weather was starting to change. The days were getting shorter, and the nights were growing colder. She knew that winter was approaching, and she needed to prepare for it. Annie quickly got to work, gathering as much food as she could and storing it in her nest. She worked tirelessly day and night, making sure that she had enough food to last her family throughout the winter. Meanwhile, Gracie was oblivious to the changing weather. She continued to enjoy herself, playing and singing with her friends, without a care in the world. As the winter approached, Annie's nest was full of food and supplies. She had worked hard to prepare for the harsh months ahead, and she felt proud of herself for being so responsible. Gracie, on the other hand, was struggling to find food. She had not prepared for the winter, and now she was facing a severe shortage of food. She was cold, hungry, and alone. One day, Annie saw Gracie struggling to find food. She approached Gracie and asked her why she had not prepared for the winter. Gracie looked up at Annie with tears in her eyes and said, "I didn't think it would come so soon. I didn't think it would be so hard." Annie looked at Gracie with compassion and said, "You should have thought about it earlier. You should have prepared for the future. Now you are facing the consequences of your procrastination." Gracie looked down at her feet, feeling ashamed and regretful. Annie took pity on her and shared some of her food with Gracie. From that day on, Gracie learned a valuable lesson about preparing for the future. She realized that putting things off until later can have serious consequences. The moral of the story is, prepare for the future and don't procrastinate.